Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a modern United States coin that many people ignore, but a few rare examples are already surprising collectors. This is the 2021 P. Washington Crossing the Delaware quarter. At first look it seems like a normal 25-cent coin. Millions of people spend it every day without thinking twice. But some special examples have already sold for $100, $500, $1,000, $2,700 and even more depending on condition and rare mint errors. That is why collectors always check this coin carefully before spending it. Some collectors believe that rare top-quality examples of this coin could reach $10,000 or more in the future if a perfect condition coin appears at auction and collectors compete for it. That is why this modern quarter has quickly become interesting for many people who search pocket change and bank rolls every day. The coin shows George Washington leading soldiers across the Delaware River during the American Revolutionary War. This moment happened before the Battle of Trenton and it became one of the most famous military moves in American history. Because of this strong historical meaning, collectors immediately paid attention to this design when it appeared in 2021. The coin was produced by the United States Mint. Coins were struck at different mints, but the one many collectors search for is the Philadelphia version with the P mint mark. This small letter appears near the date on the front of the coin. Millions of these coins were made, but collectors know that value does not only depend on mintage numbers. Real value usually comes from condition, rare varieties, and mint errors. In normal circulated condition this coin is usually worth 25 cents to about 50 cents. Some slightly better coins may sell for $1 to $3 if they are clean and shiny. But when a coin is found in very high mint state condition, the value can increase quickly. Coins graded MS65 may sell for $10 to $25. Coins graded MS66 may reach around $40 to $80 depending on the market. When a coin reaches MS67 condition, collectors start paying much more attention because very few coins remain in such high quality. Some MS67 examples of the 2021 P Crossing the Delaware quarter have sold for $200 to $400 at collector auctions. These coins usually show strong detail, bright surface, and almost no marks from circulation. The highest known examples are graded MS68, which is extremely rare for a modern circulation coin. One auction record for a coin graded MS68 reached about $2,700. That price shows how valuable a perfect example can become even though the coin itself is modern. But condition is not the only reason this coin becomes valuable. The biggest excitement comes from mint errors and strange varieties. Even with modern machines, mistakes still happen during production. These mistakes create unusual coins that collectors search for. One error collectors look for is the double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin receives more than one impression during the making process. If the impressions are slightly off position, parts of the design look doubled. On the 2021 P Crossing the Delaware quarter collectors check the sleeve, the sword, and the lettering for this effect. Some double die coins have sold for $150 to $300, and stronger examples have reached $400 or more. Another error type is the die chip error. Over time the metal die used to strike coins can crack or break. When a small piece of the die breaks away, extra metal appears on the coin. This creates raised shapes that were not part of the original design. Some of the most famous die chip varieties on this coin appear on the face of George Washington. One raised metal mark near the mouth looks like a small mole. Some collectors call this the Washington mole error. These coins have sold for $100 to $500 depending on condition. Another die chip sometimes appears near Washington's eye. When the metal chip is large, the eye area looks strange and collectors call this the snake eye error. Some examples of this coin have sold for $400 to $900. There is also a variety where both errors appear together. When the mole mark and the eye chip appear on the same coin, collectors become very interested because the combination is harder to find. Some sales for this variety have reached $1,200 to $1,500 depending on the coin quality. Another interesting error appears in the word Delaware on the reverse side. Some coins show extra metal or distortion around the letter A because of die damage. One circulated example of this variety sold for about $1,990 in an online auction. This shows how collectors sometimes pay high prices for unusual varieties. Collectors also look for the crown die chip error. This appears on the top of Washington's hat where a small piece of the die breaks and leaves a raised shape. The metal shape looks like a small crown above the hat. Coins with this feature may sell for $25 to $125 depending on size and condition. Another error that sometimes appears is the feeder finger error. The feeder finger is a part of the machine that pushes blank coins into the press. If this metal part scratches the coin, thin lines may appear across the surface. Small examples may sell for $10 to $30, but stronger examples can reach $50 or more. Some collectors have also found off-center strike errors on this coin. This happens when the blank coin is not centered when the design is struck. Part of the design appears missing while another part is stretched toward the edge. Off-center coins showing 10% to 20% misalignment may sell for $100 to $250. More dramatic off-center examples showing 40% or 50% misalignment can reach $500 to $1,000 depending on how clear the date and mint mark remain. Another error type is the broadstrike error. This happens when the collar that normally holds the coin shape fails to work. The coin spreads wider than normal and has no clear edge rim. Broad-struck examples may sell for $80 to $300 depending on appearance. Collectors also look for clipped planchet errors. This happens when the metal sheet used to create blank coins is punched incorrectly. A curved piece of the coin is missing from the edge. These clipped coins often sell for $50 to $200 depending on the size of the missing piece. Because so many varieties exist, collectors often say this coin is mysterious. New varieties appear when people study coins under magnification. A coin that looks normal may show unusual shapes when examined with a microscope. Many collectors search rolls of quarters from banks looking for these rare pieces. This hobby is called coin roll hunting. A collector may search thousands of coins in a single day hoping to find one rare variety worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you want to check your own coin, start by looking for the 2021 date and the P mint mark. Then check the front portrait of George Washington carefully. Look for raised metal around the eye, mouth, or hat. Next examine the reverse side showing the boat scene. Look closely at the sword, sleeve, and lettering. If letters look doubled or distorted, the coin may have a double die error. Also check the edges of the coin for missing metal or unusual shapes that may indicate a clipped planchet or off-center strike. Even small differences from the normal design can increase value. Condition also plays a very important role. Coins that remain bright, clean, and free from scratches are far more valuable than coins that circulated heavily. That is why collectors sometimes send coins to professional grading services to confirm the condition. Coins graded MS65 to MS68 can sell for much higher prices than ungraded coins. Professional grading also helps confirm that the coin is authentic and not damaged. Because this coin was released recently, many examples are still circulating in everyday change. That means valuable varieties may still be hiding in jars, drawers, and bank rolls. Many collectors believe that the best examples of the 2021 P. Washington Crossing the Delaware quarter could become more valuable over time as fewer high-grade coins remain available. That is why collectors check every 2021 quarter they receive. A simple coin worth 25 cents could actually be worth $100, $500, $1,000, $2,700, or even more depending on the error and condition. And that is the reason this modern quarter has quickly become one of the most talked about coins among collectors searching for hidden value in everyday pocket change.